Hey, go-getters. All right, thank you for joining me. Thanks for tuning in. This is your guide that I created for the 7 steps to really build an authentic business when you're busy, because I get it. You're here, you're busy. My name is Katelyn Gleason. I'm the mom of 2 little crazy boys and a wife to my husband, Dan. We also have a little puppy. I'm here in my backyard playing. I am a business owner, health and fitness enthusiast, a yoga instructor, and I really just try to love life as best I possibly can. So I know what you've been going through. If you're watching this, you're busy, you're crazy, life is chaotic, but you're also somebody who craves that something more. Like, you're here for a reason. I was like you. I kind of felt like something was missing in my life. I wanted to do something else, and I just didn't know what that was going to look like. And now that I've been able to make it happen, and how I'm going to show you how you can make it happen when you watch this video, how you can carve out that time that you have, because I know you're just like all of us. We have the same amount of time. So how do we do all the things that we want to do? Well, I'm telling you, when I made that decision to really just go for it, I have been a much better human being. Ask my husband, ask my kids. Maybe they'll tell you that. But no, for real, it's become an incredible opportunity. The best decision I ever made for my family, for my own well-being, for my clients, right? The income, everything. So I can't wait. Tune in, watch the video. It's a very, I think, informative guide where I give you some pieces of information that you can apply to your life right now. Some things you may already be doing. And then as soon as you want, any second that you want, when you're ready, just schedule the call with me. We'll chat, we'll get on the phone and see what it could really look like for you, because this is about you and what you're going to do with your life. All right, so I am back to baseball and whatever else we're doing on this gorgeous, lovely day. I hope you have a great one too, and thank you again. I can't wait to connect. All right, you ready for tip number 1? I think this one, when you're busy, can be kind of an obvious one, but we just don't do it all the time. And you have to have an organizational system in place. So I share that with anyone who joins me. I give them tips, something that's gonna work for you. Sometimes it's having a calendar or a pen and paper so that you can keep track of the activities that you need to do to grow your business. Sometimes it's using Excel or using something like Google Streak. That's an app, an add-on that was huge for me once I got the hang of it, and it's free. And it's not a matter of what you do exactly, it's just finding a system that works with your style and that works with you. So for me, when I use Google Streak, I'm able to keep my emails organized. I know when to follow up with people. I can track my clients and my team, and I put them in all these little fancy pipelines that are simple, straightforward for me, so I don't let anyone slip through the cracks. And it sends alerts and reminders, just the stuff that I need. So you figure out an organizational system that's gonna work. And maybe that's even just something in your phone, a calendar, the notes section, or pen and paper, like I said. It's going to be crucial though for you to have something to work from, so that you know when it's time to get down to business, you know exactly what to do. And that takes me to tip number 2. Number 2 is to be genuine, to be authentic, just to find something like your organizational system that's uniquely you. So people join me and I say to them, what are your strengths? Like, what can you bring to this business? What are you going to excel at? And maybe they don't even really know yet, but I ask them to just look at themselves and think about what skills that they have, what their personality is like. Are they funny? Are they kind? Are they quirky? That's the stuff that is going to attract people to your business. So you being genuine makes it a heck of a lot easier, because you're just being yourself and you're sharing that with other people. That's the part where I want you to just shout out to everyone. And I tell people, this is what people are going to recognize. This is what they're going to see. You're going to be relatable, and you're going to find people that you want to work with, that get along and just kind of know your vibe, and they love it. So that's the part that's crucial. I love to laugh with people on my team, sometimes laugh at them. I'm kidding, sort of. So we have fun together, and I always want to boost them up. And I always, even if not necessarily laughing, just trying to help people take themselves a little bit less seriously. So that brings me to the next point, tip number 3, having fun. Now, you guys, there's so many things in life that are just not fun. Like there's stuff that we have to do, things that we have to do, responsibilities as adults that just aren't fun. I get it. And not every single thing about building your business is going to be fun. Okay, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of hard work involved, but hard work can be fun too. So when you are choosing what activities or what style that you want to build your business in and what's going to work for you, you always want to try to find the fun whenever possible, because like, isn't that kind of what it's about? Isn't that what's going to keep you in it for the long haul anyways? So we try to work on finding the parts that are enjoyable, that bring you joy. And when you're doing those things, you're having some fun, you're making this totally your own, you're going to want to make the time for it. So you choose those things. For my job, for instance, right? What I get to do is, it's actually my job to work out. I laugh when I think about it, like work on myself, work on my mind, become more confident, eat healthy, try out brand new fitness programs. It's my job to celebrate other people and their successes and their wins, whether that be in their business or in their personal lives or their achievements. It is my job to help people grow and become better versions of themselves. Like that is mind blowing. It's also part of my job to be able to teach and to mentor and to collaborate. I get to earn luxurious vacations and trips and chances to go to conferences and seminars as part of my job. So yeah, basically it's pretty fun. I think it is. And you know what? I have a community of other women that want to do this thing with me. So I find the fun. I do the hard stuff, but then I make time for all the good stuff too. Next tip number 4. Tip number 4 is to be flexible and adaptable, because you know curveballs are going to come at you, especially when you have other things and this isn't the only thing going on in your life. Probably isn't, right? That's why you're here. So you learn to be flexible, to roll with the punches a little bit, to give yourself some grace, throw perfectionism out the window, like back there, gone. Right? No one is perfect. If somebody is trying to say, work on your perfectionism, that's not possible. So that's not something, you don't want to go after that perfect person. That person doesn't exist. We all have flaws. So own it and just realize that you're work in progress, and people are going to be much more attracted to you when you are not trying to be this perfect being. For example, my kids are always running around. I've designed my day to be around them as much as possible. I like that, even when it gets crazy. And sure, sometimes it's so frustrating when I'm trying to get a workout in, but if I'm sharing that with people and my clients and showing them that this is what life is like, it's chaotic and I still make it happen, then they actually reach out to me and tell me, oh, I can do that too. Or I can, stay home and be present and work from home, or I can do this, that, and the other thing, because I'm showing them what's possible. And I'm not trying to put up this front that everything is glamorous and perfect, because we just know that's not the truth. That's not the case for most people. So they're going to need your support, and they're going to need to see you where you're at. So you think like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes, or I haven't had enough training, or I've never even taken a business class. You're just telling yourself these lies. I'm serious. You're telling yourself lies. I didn't do any of those things either, because businesses, this is 2019. You can run your own business. You can go to your friend Google and you can figure something out. You get resources. That brings me to my next point. Point number 5, tip number 5, just to be resourceful. So you're flexible, you're adaptable, you're okay if things just don't go your way and life throws you a curveball. And now you're gonna be resourceful. So you reach out, okay? You're joining maybe a partnership, you're joining a team of people. I have women come on my team and they're like, I don't know where to begin. I got you, I have your back. I'm sharing everything. I share all my resources. And it doesn't mean that I'm the pro or the expert. Sometimes I need to go reach out to someone else. But that's the beauty of it. We're all working together. We're working on collaborative effort. We kind of pick and choose what makes us shine, what we're good at it, and then we share it all together. And we figure out ways to get it done, to solve the problem. Because we're all trying to save time, frustration, and energy here. We're trying to be better, and by working together, we can do that. So anyone that comes on to my team to join my business, you never have to feel like you're alone. You're supported. Nobody, remember that whole point about having fun? Nobody wants to do things the hard way every single time alone. You're not an island. We're all in this thing together. And again, fun, fun, fun whenever possible. And I just think that life can be easier. Business can be easier when we're able to collaborate. So that's the next tip. Tip number 6. This one's pretty sweet. This one is going to keep you in it. So when things get hard, they will, trust me, the business will get hard. You'll have doubts. You're going to want to remind yourself of why you're doing this and why you started. So my tip for you, like I said, when things get crazy, when it's hard, you remind yourself that it's not impossible, and you remind yourself of really, what your vision was when you got started with this. So here's what's going to keep you in it for the long haul. Your constant reminder. When I first started and I got involved in my business, I needed that creative outlet. I craved it because my full-time job was sucking my soul. I was coming home exhausted, burnt out, maybe how you're feeling a little bit. I liked what I did, but I just felt like I needed a pick-me-up, or I needed something else, and I craved the positive energy that I wasn't getting. So I also craved being able to do something that was my style for once, the way I wanted things done. It had like my taste, my rules, no one else. So that's what it started out for me. I had that creative outlet to be able to run this business as I saw fit. And then, got married, priorities shifted a little bit, had a family. I have 2 small kids, and I want to spend time with them. Truthfully, I wanted to figure out how I could continue to do this. My circumstances may have changed, but now I want time with my family. I want to take some of the financial burden off of my husband. I want to be able to spend time with him, to enjoy our life together. I really want to be able to adventure and to travel, and I get that. I even get things that are earned, and like free trips. We just went on a cruise to the Bahamas. That was incredible. Things that we wouldn't have been able to do. And sometimes, if I'm being truthful, I just want that guilt-free shopping trip. Be able to buy my kids really cute clothes and not feel bad about it, or figure out where the money was coming from. But the perks that you get from doing your own thing, that's what reminds me. That's why I'm here. And yes, part vacation. We actually just spent nearly a month traveling, visiting family. That's why I show up on the days that are hard. And I think you need to have that kind of like inner drive, what's going to keep you going, because you're doing your own thing, you're doing your own business. And when you're in charge, it's really up to you when you want to work and how hard you want to work and what that's going to look like for you. So you need to have that drive and that motivation. But in my honest opinion, if I didn't have my business, I know I would be missing something. Something would be really lacking, because what I get from this, the stuff that really, really keeps me going beyond the free trips and the cool opportunities, and like I said, being able to adventure with my family and all of that, which is all well and good, and the income, yeah, great. Beyond that flexibility and people telling me what to do, it's the fact that I'm doing something that matters, where I feel significant. I feel like I have a purpose and I'm making an impact, not just on my life and my family's life, but I'm able to leave a legacy. And that is hugely important. So that's something that you want to really think about. Like, what do you want out of life? Where do you see yourself? And will you do what it takes to get there? Short and sweet. Now, probably the biggest takeaway is learning how to manage your time. And I absolutely love, so number 7, manage your time wisely. Be intentional. We have the same 24 hours in the day. We really, really do. And I love to help people become doers and not just planners. So you have to have a plan. You have to figure out where you're going, your day, your week, your month, your year, right? Make a plan. If you don't, your days are just gonna go by. And maybe you feel like, okay, what do I do? I have this plan, but what are my first steps? I love helping people be able to take that first step. And I love helping people be able to take big, big goals. So when the coaches come on board with me, I say, what do you want? And they come on board and they have this big lofty goal. And then they have a couple smaller goals. And then we immediately start figuring out, like, what are the action steps? How are you gonna break that down? Because your plan is great, your goals are phenomenal, but now how are we gonna make them happen? And that's the part that can seem so overwhelming at first. So we just dive in together and I support them and I help you figure it out. And we kind of align, what are you doing now? And where do you wanna be? And how can we connect those dots? So similar to planning and doing and all of that stuff, you have all of those actions. You want to be rewarded. So you figure out, like, where can I fit all of this in? How am I going to manage my time better? Am I going to be, allocating time differently? Great. But what else is in it for you? Well, if you're doing all of that stuff, you're going to have this sense of community. You are going to be recognized. I love being able to do that to people because you don't perhaps get the recognition that you deserve. So I think when you join and you really take that leap and you say, I'm going to do this business and I sure as heck am busy, but I'm committing to it and I'm showing up for myself and for whoever else, you are going to grow. You're going to be in a positive place and you're going to stay in that positive place, and that's what's going to keep you successful. So listen, I get that you're busy because you're listening, you're tuning in. And this is the guide for busy women, all right? I get that. You're here. But I also get that if you're tuning in and you're listening thus far, you crave a little bit something more too. And I really get that part where you just had a little bit more to give. You just weren't sure what it looked like or how that would come across or how you'd be able to squeeze it onto that plate without dropping it. So I get to help people. That's why I love what I do. I do what I do to help you, to show you that it is possible to do that one more thing. I show you that there's another way to feel supported. I get to empower you and help you and find that version of you that you absolutely love, that you can look at and be so crazy freaking proud of. It's there. It's inside of you. I'm not giving you anything that you don't already have. It's just letting it come shining through. So I'm inviting you to connect with me and really think about, we can dive deep and figure out how you could make this business possible. And if any of it resonates with you, just reach out. So you just have to click. There's a couple ways you can get in contact with me, but click, book a call. We'll have a conversation. We'll take a peek at what you're doing, what you want to be doing, where you want to be personally and professionally, and see what this could look like for you, which could look like a little bit different than what it looks like for me. So we'll do that. And listen, if you want to hear from other people that have shared, have worked with me, they're doing this thing, are part of my community, click and take a peek at some of the testimonials, because I think you might realize that there's a little bit of you in each one of them, and vice versa. So please hear what they have to say. And I really love to connect with you. So I can't wait. I know you have what it takes. I get where you are, where you're coming from, but I also want to empower you and help you kind of elevate and take it to the next level. So what do you say? Thanks for tuning in.